In the sombre year of 1781, amidst the shadowed hills and whispering forests of the French countryside, stood my ancient manor, a Gothic edifice of crumbling spires and stern facades, its grandeur a relic of my lineage long decayed. Within these oppressive walls, I, Antoinette du Vaux, the last scion of my noble house, dwelled. I was only 23 years old, and my beauty was whispered throughout society as a marvel to behold. My raven locks tumbled like a cascade of midnight over my shoulders. My eyes, a stormy blue-gray and tempestuous as the sea, were filled with an intensity that could both captivate and repel. My skin, pale as moonlight, contrasted starkly with the darkness of my hair, giving me the appearance of a delicate porcelain doll. Yet beneath this porcelain veneer, a maelstrom of discontent stirred within me. My soul, a tempest in a teacup, raged against the suffocating confines of my gilded existence. The world saw a composed and elegant woman, but beneath the surface, a restless spirit yearned for liberation. The expectations and restrictions of my social standing felt like shackles. That eve, as the sun bled its last crimson rays into the horizon, I paced the library study, my silk gown gliding across the hardwood floor. The flickering candles cast phantasmal shadows, and the air bore the weight of silence, broken only by the distant howling of a lone wolf outside in the cold nighttime air. I halted afore the painting I had just acquired. The flicker of candlelight danced across the canvas, casting shadows that made the figures in the painting seem to writhe and contort in a macabre ballet as if they were desperate to break free. I stood alone in the library study of my sprawling manor, the silence of the night wrapping around me like a velvet cloak. The library was my sanctum, its walls lined with shelves of leather-bound volumes, treatises on philosophy, forbidden poetry, and tales of excess, interspersed with artworks and drawings that reflected my peculiar tastes. But tonight, my gaze was fixed solely on the newest jewel in my collection, The Nightmare, by Henri Fuseli, the painting I had just wrested from the grasp of lesser bidders at an auction whose price had spiraled into the realm of the obscene. The painting hung prominently on the east wall of the library study, its dark, brooding presence dominating the space. Freshly mounted, it seemed to pulse with a life of its own under the dim glow of the candles. I took a slow sip of Bordeaux, the wine's rich warmth spreading through me as I studied the scene in the painting before me. The painting was of a maiden, draped in a virginal sheath of silken white, lying prostrate across her bed, a fragile alabaster doll cast adrift in the abyss of her unconscious. Her body was arched in a pose that dangled between terror and rapture, defying the restraint of decorum, her head tipped back in an abandon that looked like she was poised on the edge of ecstasy and anguish.